5 artificial turf fields are now set to be replaced at Clark County schools in the wake of a 13 investigation. Darcy Spears first exposed dangerous conditions, including lack of safety testing and lack of maintenance at high school football fields.
And new tonight, she reveals an argument taking center field about a potential health risk with how those fields are made.
I know it seems like everything causes cancer these days, so when I say a soccer field your kid plays on could be cancer causing, I wouldn't blame you for pulling a red card on me. Well, my kids play soccer too, and I was shocked about this possible connection. As you're about to see, there could be a real risk in fake grass. Chanel Beller watched her son Jay grow up on a soccer field.
As a keeper or a goalie, he's constantly in it.
As a goalie, he was on the turf all the time.
Especially during practice, it's dive, 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 dive for hours, right?
Exposing him to something he can't help breathing in and swallowing.
It's everywhere. It's all over me. Oh, after every game and every practice, I'd have to wash all of it out of my scabs and stuff. It burned pretty bad.
After one game, they learned just how invasive the stuff could be.
I dove for a ball and got a lot of the black stuff in my eyes, and the next couple of days I had this blurry vision in one of my eyes.
2 days later, we pull it out. So I'm thinking now, knowing what I know, that sat in a mucous membrane for 2 days.
These little black rubber pellets are the infill that help create a cushion in artificial turf. It's called crumb rubber, and it's made from recycled tires, chopped up into tiny bits.
It's disgusting.
And disturbing, says former U.S. women's national team goalie Amy Griffin, who's now head coach at the University of Washington.
I really don't think that they are testing it in a way that how we live in it.
Amy stumbled upon a troubling pattern during a hospital visit with a cancer patient who was also a goalie.
When the nurse walked by, she just overheard our conversations about being a crazy goalkeeper. She said, "Wait a second, you're a goalkeeper too? You're like the 5th goalkeeper I've hooked up to chemo this week."
That was in 2009. Amy soon learned about more athletes who played on artificial turf fields and had been diagnosed with cancer. Oddly, a lot of them were goalkeepers, so she started a list.
That list was at 15. Then it went pretty quickly to 35.
Amy's list became the focus of an ESPN investigation in 2014.
We, for the most part, operate on the principle that your chemical is innocent until proven guilty. It goes into the stream of commerce, and only if it produces a body count is there then any sort of regulatory response.
That initiated a federal multi-agency research effort in 2016, which is still ongoing today. Led by the EPA, they're looking at possible risks associated with turf fields and rubberized playground surfaces. The first concern is easy to see.
Gasoline, oil, antifreeze, brake fluid, and who knows what else. You'd never let your kids play in a puddle of this toxic soup, but some of these chemicals essentially roll from roadways and parking lots onto athletic fields and playgrounds as it takes thousands of used tires to infill a field.
But before they go into fields, they're broken up and they're cleaned.
Dan Bond with the Synthetic Turf Council claims chemicals on tires are not a problem, but the industry can't change what's in tires. According to research from the Yale School of Public Health, the very components tires are made of could be a health risk. Studies reveal there are over 300 chemicals in crumb rubber. 52 are classified as carcinogens.
This was a startling revelation. We wouldn't allow our children to go play in a pile of tires, so why would we allow them to play on a field of chopped up tires?
The Synthetic Turf Council says carcinogens are everywhere.
The iPhone or cell phone that you use, or if you play on a natural grass field, there's arsenic and lead and other carcinogens that have been identified.
The feds just released over 800 pages of material. While they still can't say if there's a link between crumb rubber and cancer, Amy Griffin's list keeps getting longer.
and now the list is at 264. In that list, the thing that's most concerning to me is 205 of those are soccer players, and 121 of those are goalkeepers. So that's 59% of people in my list.
The field of research is divided.
Well, I'm a parent, two little beautiful children that I have absolutely no problem playing on synthetic turf fields.
Bond points to several studies that conclude crumb rubber is safe.
One in particular, this Washington State Department of Health report that responds directly to Coach Griffin's list. It says there are actually fewer cancer cases among soccer players than expected, and it encourages kids to keep on kicking on artificial turf.
On the flip side, a 2017 study in which Dutch scientists tested how water leached through crumb rubber would impact the behavior of zebrafish. Apparently, the water was so toxic, all the fish embryos died within 5 days. And in May of this year, a South Korean study claims cancer risk is approximately 10 times higher in poured rubber playgrounds than in uncovered soil playgrounds. So what about the risk? The feds don't know yet, saying there's more work to be done, and they don't know when results will be available.
We should have safe places for our children to play. We shouldn't have to make that choice.
We have additional information on KTNV.com, including a statement from the EPA on the status of the federal research on recycled tires. As for the school district, we've learned their new fields will not have any rubberized infill materials. Darcy Spears, 13 Investigates.